Hello, hello. Happy Saturday night. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. So, one by one, these panelists that attacked me a couple months back are making fools of themselves, showing their asses online. So, we have Hannibal, the one who has the DV arrest record for open hand slapping his girl and busting her lip. That's what the police report apparently says. He claims that he was just smooshing her face. Well, I think that had to have been a pretty violent smooshing of the face for you to actually bloody her lip. But okay. Neither here nor there. That situation was disgusting. You got upset that she didn't have the tacos ready. She didn't like how you were speaking to her, so she threw away the meat. She stormed off and slammed the door. Rather than leaving, you then stalked up on her and slammed the same door and said, I don't like slamming doors in my house, right? So you're escalating the situation. Then you say you heard her coming up behind you and you just naturally reacted to first putting your hands on her waist and then smooshing her face. That's your version of the story, which actually makes it sound much worse because there were many points in the story where you could have left and gotten some Taco Bell. But let's get into, he was apparently arrested yesterday, you guys.
And people are learning that, one, they're not alone, and two, they actually have the right to protect themselves from a jackass who wants to throw a woman around and act like he's just this super benevolent, amazing person that doesn't do shit at all. This guy is a complete monster, and a multitude of people is falling for this bullshit. Complete and utter monster. And I've said certain things earlier today in terms of what's going on and information that needs to come out. I got to be delicate here because, once again, I need to emphasize empathy and sympathy towards the victim, Jade. This is what I'm doing. I can't just go and ask all these super personal questions to a victim as if I have developed some sort of rapport relationship. It's in poor taste and it's sociopathic. What if?
Well, she wouldn't know because all of her research is done on Google and it's obviously half-hearted. When she decided that she might start talking politics, she said that she doesn't like any of the Democrats except for Katie Porter, who is our U.S. Senator. No, girl. She's our Congresswoman. I don't know where you live. If you're in California, if you're in Orange County, but you should have known that she won over one of the richer districts on the coast. By the way, we just won that back by the skin of our teeth days after the election. It was finally called for Dave Min. So congrats, Dave Min. But you don't know those finer details because you don't actually get involved with anybody. You're just Googling your research, right?
Something happened to you, something traumatic. You want me to just, start asking all these super personal questions like you relive your trauma? No, it will be sick. All right, anyways, let me put this on the screen. So this was from yesterday sometime. Like I said, he's already out. But if you see here, we got this. So this was right there. So his appearance, he needs to appear in court on the 25th of November. So his citation/arrest date was yesterday, November the 15th. And he has an appearance date with Judge Marcus Floyd, Birch Building, courtroom 4B, for a settlement of some sort. So we shall see.
And Monty said earlier that there was a $3,000 bond to get him out. So, my understanding of how the bond process works is you have to put that money down and you don't get it back until you return to court because it's basically to ensure your attendance. And so if you were to skip town, you don't get that money back.
We shall see what happens with that. But am I surprised at this? No. I am happy that people will stand up for themselves because once again, if you look at the statistics, I've always said this, once you have DV happening in the home, it gets worse over time, right? You get beaten more times, you get beaten for longer, and the ferocity, the fierceness of the beatings increase as well. So typically people will end up with broken bones if they're lucky, or they will end up no longer alive. So this sort of stuff, he's doing it, he's going to do it again. He can't help himself. He can say sorry all he wants, but this is Hannibal right here. This is it. This is literally Hannibal. So we're gonna go over the Jade Speculation Station video because I don't know what planet. But before I do that, I need to show something on the screen. All right, now I'm just going to show a slight blurb. Okay, so another thing that Jade Speculation Station said is that this racial person wasn't real. But then you said that Hannibal said she was just making shit up. So which one is it? Because I know, like I said, there is a Rachel from Texas, a real person that is involved in some major shit. Give me a second here. I got a cough.
Well, and on top of that, Hannibal has basically corroborated this story by dropping little tidbits about it amongst his own people.
And this is it. So Rachel got herself in a little bit of tidbit back in 2022. And before that, Rachel got in herself a little bit of tidbit with aggravated assault with, of course, a very deadly weapon. There's other lists of charges here, but I just want to put up, how on earth is this person not a real person? You're seriously going to listen to Hannibal when Hannibal's out here beating women multitude of times? He's been caught now twice in a couple months. How many times has he done it and he hasn't been caught? How many times has he done it and people didn't say anything? Like, I just don't get this. I don't get people's ideas that Hannibal is going to be truthful. Exactly, Bally. That is very true. Welcome, Curl. Hey, everybody that's coming in. Welcome. All right, so let me go over the whole Jade Speculation Station video. I guess Sunshine, maybe you'll go over it as well, because we really need to go through this, because this was bad. That video was completely atrocious to me.
So some of those in a
completely sick. And this is a person, a female, doing this to another female.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. So, the panel they made up for me calling Hannibal a misogynist over 2 months ago, they decided that was so severe of me that they needed to put together a Saturday night prime time 8 p.m. panel that consisted of Hannibal, MASH, Rose Thorn Reacts, Kalari, Jade Speculation Station, Inferno. You guys are all showing your asses. And it was hosted by Busy Little B, who it's come out also has DV claims against her. But she's saying there's a perfectly good reason why she was scratching up her partner. I don't know. I mean, I've definitely been in bad relationships before. I have never ended up taking their skin under my nails. Weird.
Female doing this to another female. Okay. All right. So let me put this up on the screen, and we're going to listen to this. Okay? All right, people. If you haven't listened to it, well, we'll listen to it right now, and we'll go through it. Monty 4 tomorrow? Okay, sure. We'll do that. All right, so here it is.
Hey, thanks for visiting me here at Speculation Station. My name is Jade, and I was gonna make a whole video on this Hannibal mess. I spoke to Hannibal. I spoke to detractors and supporters alike. I broke down the videos of various people, including Hannibal's live, as well as my own interview.
Okay, stop the cap. How did you look at the videos when I literally have a video of Hannibal? Here's another crazy shit. I literally have a video of Hannibal adding Rachel as part of his POA team, but for some strange reason, Jade overlooked that. How can you be a credible person when you're saying this shit? I literally have, it's only a few seconds. It's only a few seconds. Look it over. There, it's literally there. You're saying that these messages are fake, but yet I know a multitude of different events that have occurred, a multitude of real people happening here, and I can back up a lot of things. I've shown so much proof with how am I saying hearsay when I've given people screenshots of conversations, when I've given people a video of a recorded voice that sounds like Hannibal, has a cadence like Hannibal, speaking just like Hannibal. Why? Who do you think it is? It's Hannibal.
Hey, thanks for visiting me here at Speculation Station. My name is Jade, and I was gonna make a whole video on this Hannibal mess. I spoke to Hannibal. I spoke to detractors and supporters alike. I broke down the videos of various people, including Hannibal's live, as well as my own interview with him, involving all the crazy cartel talk in addition to the DV charges.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can I speak on the cartel talk? The way how this woman makes it seem as if Rachel and her family is this high-ranking cartel boss. Listen, you really think people in the upper echelons of the cartel is going to be worried about maybe a couple $100,000 in life insurance money, 500,000, $1 million? Think about that for a second. If you're in the upper echelons, you're not dealing with hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're not dealing with millions. You're not dealing with tens of millions, not even hundreds of millions. You're dealing with billions of dollars. Like, Jay, do you have a fucking brain? So she makes it seem as if Rachel's just this high-ranking willy-nilly and her family is up there and be sending yayo all over the world. No, nobody said that. All I heard was, yes, her family is tied to the cartel. Can I verify that? Well, I'll put it this way. I have a hypothesis. Rachel and her family are tied to the cartel. And I'm trying to prove this hypothesis. The more I look into things, the more I look into Rachel's record, where Rachel lived, the farms, not like Kiwi farms, but the farms Rachel's lived on. A lot of the stories checking out, and it's actually proven my hypothesis to be more and more correct, that Rachel, at some level, is tied to the cartel. But this dipshit decides to make it seem as if she's sending cargofuls of yayo all around the world, okay? Now everybody's in the upper echelons, and nobody said that shit.
At the end of the day, it's really all moot, because it's almost all hearsay, and when a very important, irreplaceable file from Hannibal's no longer existing channel was accidentally...
Oh, I'm sorry. Your Google research didn't help you solve this mystery?
deleted from my computer, well, I took it as a sign to let it go. So instead, I'll do what everyone else is doing and just tell you what I think in this quick one-time video and, well, move on with my life. Well, from Hannibal's perspective, he pushed his girlfriend out of his space because she was running up on him to attack him and poked her in the forehead. Or was it pushed her in the forehead?
Jesus.
Is that semantics? Maybe, but it's still fucking weird. This was not about tacos either. It was a breakdown in communication. What was that communication about? Tacos? Ugh.
It was an angry man stalking his girl, getting ready to strike. Let's not diminish what really happened here.
That's awkward. I suppose.
Well, breakdown in communication is, so that's why he was he did what he did last night, right? That's why he's beating up on women again. I'm not even sure if this is the same woman. I'm not gonna assume it's Latoya. It could be literally somebody else. Remember, Hannibal has been, and I believe still is, dealing with multiple women.
It could have just been an unadulterated lack of respect for each other as human beings, let alone a partner, refusing to realize the sheer level of toxicity they're living in that, if it hasn't already, can easily devolve into a very dangerous avalanche of abusive behavior. He says it's the first time this has happened, but he also says she's run up on him before and even threw drinks and glasses and other things at him. But, you know, I digress. That's certainly not toxic behavior. According to Hannibal's accusers, he walked in and whacked her across the face because she didn't make him tacos, going off information by some irrepeatable tabloid because...
That's pretty much what he did. We can use hyperbole, we can paraphrase. He assaulted a woman over tacos.
That's what credible people do. They find...
Well, what do you think it was, Jade? That entire situation of him chasing her around the house, him feeling like he was stocked up on. Are you saying they weren't still arguing about tacos at that point? Shut the fuck up, you goddamn ignorant bitch.
Information that fits their narrative, requiring no evidence at all. Monty talks about having his source as if he's got some kind of ethical background to fall back on. For all we know, his source is...
Okay, wait a second. Is she saying I'm unethical? Okay, it doesn't even matter if I'm ethical or unethical. The facts are the facts, okay? Rachel's a real person. Hannibal assaulted his girlfriend back in June, and he assaulted somebody, which maybe I can say is his girlfriend, maybe not, last night. Yeah, and the whole tone of this, what the hell does my ethics have anything to do with people being beaten? Like, I just don't get this.
Oh, Monty talks about having his source as if he's got some kind of ethical background to fall back on. For all we know, his source is the edgelord side of his left pinky finger. On top of that, he's accusing Hannibal of attempted murder, saying Hannibal and some Rachel chick involved in and related to a highish level of cartel plan to let Hannibal's super ill, near deathbed. Any amount of stress could kill her due to massive heart issues and cancer. Well, fuck buddy, die of her various diseases by not taking care of her so they could collect...
Okay, that's a separate person. There's the person that has cancer, and there's the person who was having heart surgery. You're mixing them up.
Insurance money. Monty presented this as fact, while also finally saying he has no confirmation of it. Monty didn't seem...
What? I have no confirmation of what exactly? Okay, stop the cap, Jade. Hey, Jade, dumbass. Did you like literally go to my channel and see that yes, this Rachel person does exist? and Hannibal was adding her as part of the POA team. Like, this is completely frustrating to me. But let's take a look at this. Okay, so for those people who might be new, who might be just diving into this, like I said, I'm taking honestly particular offense to this because I don't like when people are making light of a serious DV situation, especially given the fact that's what happened last night. So let's listen to this again. This is Hannibal.
This is Jonathan Shannon. I am the POA for. I am authorizing the use of a ventilator for her at the Anglaise Juarez Hospital. I also authorize Rachel as a representative to authorize whatever we may need. You can reach me at 61.
Okay, yeah, so you heard that right. Rachel's a real person, Jade. It's right there.
I also authorize Rachel as a representative to authorize whatever we may need. You can reach me at 615.
All right, disgusting, man. How can you say that Rachel's not a real person, and then later in the same video say that Hannibal is saying Rachel's just this woman making up these super wacky things, these super out there things? Completely disgusting.
Stress could kill her due to massive heart issues and cancer. Well, fuck Bunny, die of her various diseases by not taking care of her so they could collect insurance money. Monty presented this as fact, while also finally saying he has no confirmation of it. Monty didn't seem...
Where the hell did I say I don't have any confirmation of it? I never said that. I said that it is fact, and I presented it as fact, but I have to tread lightly because people are doing more research into this whole situation, because for this to effectively have a very positive outcome, I think people need to come together, stop being scared, and stand up to a fucking bully that can look into a statewide system and know where the fuck you are based on your first and last name. That is what I'm saying. For somebody who has access...
Jade, goddamn, girl. Your behavior is so disgusting. All of you women that just like were clamoring around Hannibal and defending him for the lowest things. Just, oh, she called him a misogynist? Well, let's set up a panel to drag her, right? Yeah, you're definitely part of the patriarchy, girl.
This through government resources to find you when you have had multiple near-death situations with him is scary as fuck. And a lot of people are fucking scared. So I'm waiting for people to know that they have support, for people to know that other people have their backs, and Hannibal is not gonna get away with this. That's what I'm doing.
I'm super willing to offer up that little tidbit of information, but copped to it once an audience member asked. But this very same woman, barely able to keep herself alive, also survived a car crash that did so much damage she completely lost her memories, yet survived despite being incredibly sickly and frail to begin with. She was a trainee by the cartel to be a sharpshooter, but also...
Well, okay, now you're just making fun of women dying. So you're saying Rachel was a trainee by the cartel? Does she actually think this shit is funny? Making up this moronic statements. Oh yeah, Rachel was a sharpshooter by the cartel, and in the higher upper echelons. You piece of shit. You piece of shit. Making light of DV. Piece of shit.
She completely lost her memories, yet survived despite being incredibly sickly and frail to begin with. She was a trainee by the cartel to be a sharpshooter, but also they wanted to train her up to be a drug lord. But also, months before, that very cartel kidnapped her, and Hannibal and her friend Dee went on a wild goose chase via a super frantic text message adventure, where Hannibal drove around looking for his fuck buddy who was supposedly kidnapped from the hospital by a friend/gang member, being told by some mystery woman named Dee where the pings were, to save her from what was intended to be a life of trafficking. But
This is the worst.
Wow.
This is the fucking worst, okay? So you're gonna summarize this shit of people pinging people's phones, people searching for people doing a lot of things. Well, two teams. We got Rachel on one side, Hannibal on the other, after getting into a disagreement, probably about money, as well as some sort of relationship situationship. And this is how Jade Speculation Station sums it up. Once again, making light of a very serious DV situation, as if you are commentating on a Jake Paul / Mike Tyson fight, the one from last night. When incredibly, can I even use incredibly? No, I shouldn't use incredibly. That Hannibal got caught once again. I could almost guarantee you Hannibal has put his hands on a woman without her wanting his hands on her. Maybe a multitude of times ever since things has come out, and here we are.
also, somebody in the cartel wanted to marry her and traffic her to get her insurance money. But also, she had super secret knowledge that the cartel wanted to extract from her. Sure, Jan. At one point, she was on this drug lord neighborhood where cameras and gangsters would follow her around so she couldn't escape and needed Hannibal to go save her. He said, fuck that noise, that's super dangerous, so she settled on asking him for a plane ticket instead.
Okay, has she ever been to Texas? Have you ever been to Texas? Do you know that there's ranches out there? Do you know that there are ranches where there's security and people do walk around with armed? How is this surprising? Like, she's making light of a very serious situation. Like, if you looked...
Reverend Horton, he has a great song called Low Flying Planes. Because he's based in Austin, Texas.
At the previous addresses that Rachel lived at. Yes, Rachel. You know, this person that doesn't exist. Let me put up Rachel again. This is only some of Rachel's recent charges. You know, this person, Rachel right here, that somehow doesn't exist but has had a possession charge, and she just got out recently. Same Rachel that has an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Yeah, that Rachel that you're tee-hee-hee-ing as if she doesn't exist. And, you know, she's not what people would arguably state is a dangerous person. Okay? So you can tee-hee and make fun of it and say she's in the upper echelons of the cartel and whatnot, but it's completely disgusting what you're doing, Jade. And yes, there's your proof. Rachel is a real person, and Rachel and Hannibal were trying to unalive this woman in Texas. What else do you need to know?
I guess it wasn't really that hard for her to get out of the neighborhood after all, was it? Who fucking knows? This shit is all catfish nonsense that both Hannibal and Monty are falling for, and it's both hilarious and really freaking disturbing. And it's quite possible that Hannibal's just a total fucking nut job and orchestrated all of these texts through some fake text app, developing it over the years, living in a fantasy world to one day use as a self-defense to false allegations.
Well, I don't know. You tell me. He got arrested again yesterday, so let's talk about his integrity level.
Who fucking knows? But what I do know are the events and verifiable information provided lead nowhere. The evidence...
How does this lead nowhere? Even before the events of Hannibal receiving a charge yesterday, how did the multitude of evidence lead nowhere? You saw the text. You heard Hannibal's voice. I literally am showing you that Rachel is a real person because you can look this up yourself. If you have any of those like person tracing sites, just look it up. You'll see that Rachel is actually a real person. Look at the previous addresses for Rachel and you will be onto some shit. Like, this person is real, and this person effectively, I would say, is dangerous, especially when you're in a territory where her family could possibly control or run or be part of a gang or be part of, I don't know, affiliated with somebody.
It's non-existent because this shit isn't real. It was all over text with these mystery people. Well, I actually think it's just one specific sympathy-baiting psychopath. Whether that's Hannibal or M is debatable at this point. According to Hannibal, he only met these people, Rachel and Dee, M's friends, 2 times or less depending on who you're talking about, and didn't discuss this crazy shit with either of them in person. He said he likes to...
Why would you believe that Hannibal only met these people twice and didn't discuss this shit? Like, this is like at the level of believing that what Nads is saying when he's going through his court case for what he did to that poor woman. Like, why would you think he's credible? I don't get this. Who is M? M will be Mia, and then there's a D. So he's pretty much confirming that the sources are correct and factual, because there is a D, there is a M, there's a whole lot of other people. And like I said, I am biding my time and making sure that people can safely report what has happened to them in a safe manner and a safe way, especially once again when somebody has access to a database where he can literally type in your name and or your social insurance number and find where the hell you are.
To be ignorant and doesn't want to know the reality. And when I questioned him about why he didn't verify any of this information, like, what does that even mean? Who does that? Admittedly, Hannibal does seem to have a high turnover history of people peeling away from him in strangely larger numbers than would be normal for someone with his level of influence. However, he does cover some of the deeper reaction creator drama channels, and not everyone in that space is well balanced here, let's be real. Everyone wants to make accusations, but how many receipts are they willing to provide to corroborate any of this? Well, basically 0. On the detractor side, we have screen...
Why does she keep saying that there's 0 receipts? There's 0 receipts. The only real receipt is what exactly? Like that he got the assault charge? Well, he got another one. How is the conversation and whatnot not a receipt? Do you actually need the victim to be brought up and asked questions? I mean, do you think that a victim that has been through a life and death situation multitude of times should be brought up and be drilled with questions? If you were that victim, would you want that to happen to you? Think about that for a second. Like, can we lead with tact here? Can we maybe wait for a second and make sure that somebody's safe? That they can't be found again by Hannibal? Can we do that?
Screenshots of random text messages, secret sources from Mr. Uncredible, and anecdotal experiences. Though some of those anecdotal experiences I actually sort of believe because holy evidence, Batman. Oh, wait, that's right. No, there's no evidence of shit except he got arrested for a DUI and DV. The internet's claiming that the victim's injuries are a busted swollen lip and a black eye, and Hannibal is saying it's no more than, say, a paper cut. I'm not a forensic scientist here, but I just can't see this bracelet causing a cut on your lip just poking a forehead. Shit needs some force. Since Hannibal won't give me the police report, and let me tell you, I can't be fucked to waste my time and cash doing it myself.
Yeah, exactly. There's a reason why he's not giving you a police report. Is anybody even working on that? I think people are working on that, right?
I think Boobies is trying to get the police report, but when you do a FOIA request, I think there's like a 30-day window that they have to respond, and then from there they can ask for more time. They can say, I'm sorry, it's going to take more time. They can delay it and delay it and delay it, because I went through this with the Irvine City Council when I was trying to get some records on one of the council members, and it took like 2 months for them to finally send me a PDF file.
Trying to get the actual police report from what he did in June. And can somebody please start working on the police report from yesterday, the 15th of November 2024, and that assault? Can we do that and show that this is really happening? And this is textbook abuse. Literal textbook abuse where he does it again, and it's gonna get worse and he's gonna keep doing it again.
Can't see what the officers wrote about what they saw in regards to these injuries, so I can't really say which one it was. It's just not necessary according to Hannibal, so why the hell do
Imagine what Thanksgiving and Christmas is going to look like for this guy.
I care so much? In the end, the arrest record says he was arrested for what? Domestic violence? And since he refused to put anything out there that can legitimately corroborate his story, that's the literal only genuine piece of evidence I have of anything. So I guess he's a domestic abuser, at least once. So what are my conclusions? Everyone is fucking insane. My instincts tell me that Hannibal and his current girlfriend have their fair share of toxic arguments. I don't care what Hannibal says. And though I do believe the chain of events in question was similar to what he's...
She's making it seem as if this guy just pinched her or something. Like, this is some serious abuse. Like, the way how this is being downplayed to me is incredibly disgusting. Jade, you need to remove this, and you need to put out an apology, because this is just wrong. Like, are you guys are we all on the same page here? Like, this is just... Jade does sound like GP, yes.
Said, I think it was extremely watered down for public consumption, and he did more than just push her away and poke her forehead. Though the way he handled it was really freaking stupid. Talk about a PR nightmare. The truth is apparently subjective here. The cartel fantasy? Well, I suspect Hannibal has been hardcore catfished, and when he dejected this girl something over a year ago, according to him, because the cartel attention and sympathy-seeking fantasy stuff scared the hell out of him, and he just wasn't about...
Okay, the whole cartel attention and... Okay, I'm gonna do this once again. Rachel's a real person. Based on her charges and a multitude of other factors, looking at previous addresses and whatnot, my hypothesis is Rachel in the cartel? Could be cartel adjacent. Looking at these charges, it seems the likelihood...
Uh-oh, what happened? Where's your sound, bro? You hit a button. Oh, be right back. Okay. I think it should be important to also point out that panel of patriarchal knuckleheads that surround Hannibal, who dragged me a couple months ago, projected his problems onto me. That guy has a serious drinking problem. And they started a rumor that I'm a drunk, despite the fact that they know I'm disabled, I have a medical condition, and it goes up and down in the cycle.
Sorry about that, people. We got new cats in the neighborhood, and my girls like to go out. And if you've ever had a cat or a multitude of cats, cats can be very territorial. So I heard something. I had to jet downstairs to make sure that my girls are safe and okay. So my apologies. I did not expect that to happen, but it seems somebody's cat is out when my cat is out. And because of that, sometimes shit happens. Okay. How did I know he was gonna blame the cats? Because I got cats. Didn't you hear the cats? All right, so yeah, so pretty much, I really gotta make sure that my girls are okay. All right, so what I was saying is, my hypothesis is the same. Is Rachel in the cartel, a cartel adjacent, or in some sort of group, organized group? My hypothesis is still the same, and based on this, it's seeming more and more verifiable that my hypothesis is true, even based on this possession charges, based on the aggravated assault charge, and this is not just two. There's a multitude of ones. So what I can say from this is Rachel is a real person, and it seems more and more true that what people are saying about Rachel and her ties or connections seem to be more true than they're not true. So Jade can say whatever she wants, but based on what I just showed you, once again, Rachel's a real person.
Really freaking stupid. Talk about a PR nightmare. The truth is apparently subjective here. The cartel fantasy? Well, I suspect Hannibal has been hardcore catfished, and when he dejected this girl something over a year ago, according to him, because the cartel attention and sympathy-seeking fantasy stuff scared the hell out of him and he just wasn't about that life, she took her catfishing ways to YouTube to fuck with him, and check it out, it's working. This is the second channel he's lost in a year. Why is it working now? Again.
Okay, Rachel didn't come to YouTube to F with him per se. I mean, I'm sure she was salty because she was allegedly supposedly sleeping with him, so maybe she did get some venereals. Who the hell knows? But I can also say, well, shit, based on what I know now, it seems she was super salty and coming after his ass, and that's why he decided that he was gonna get his own protection, if you know what I mean. His own piece, his own hand, G to the UN. So there you go. But Rachel came here. Rachel said her piece. A lot of people thought it was unbelievable. And
Again, because he put his hands on his girlfriend and that was the ideal ammunition. I mean, look, everyone's running with it. Stupid decision upon stupid decision. Everyone needs some damn therapy. Hell, even me after trying to sift through all this unadulterated insanity. I have a lot of other little suspicions that I'm going to choose to keep to myself in this moment because...
Oh, yeah, maybe I should check the county for a mugshot. Did anybody actually look that up yet? Is his channel gone? Yeah, it's been gone for about 2 weeks. Is it almost 2 weeks, right? I think maybe a week and a half or so.
They truly just don't matter. But in the end, I no longer give a fuck what an entire circle jerk of anecdotal gossip and rumor-driven nutjobs have to say on the matter because there is no way to tell who's lying and who's telling the truth. Now, on to better things. This bitch is exhausted. I wash my hands of this whole situation and anyone who chooses to stay involved. I'm hurt and disappointed with some of the people I looked up to for a while now, but frankly, not...
You are less informed than the people who are making the critiques. But you're saying that they're circle jerking. Goddamn, Jade. You're so goddamn ignorant.
Nothing surprises me anymore. For the record, supporting a potential victim is just as important as taking into consideration that sometimes people do fucking lie about this shit. A lot. Evidence is important.
Oh my God. Are we gonna victim blame? Okay, so yes, we'll take up for a potential victim, but people do. Yeah, you're right. People do lie a lot, but there is overwhelming evidence that what these individuals are saying based on the receipts that I have on my page, my YouTube channel, the receipts that Hurl's put out, what Sunshine 2.0 has been putting out, what Curl Connection's been saying, what Eric Pepperone's been saying, what a multitude of people that have come to know Hannibal and have moved on have said, like, how is she not understanding that people are corroborating each?
You know, Erie completely stepped out of girl world. She shut down that marvelous channel that she had because she can't bear to look at all the Hannibal supporters that come into her chat that are part of her mod staff. Rose Thorn reacts. You are part of the problem here, Jade.
Other story and evidence and what Hannibal has been saying versus the facts that they've given. But for some reason, this is just some summed up bullshit where people are just after Hannibal. This is literally what she's saying right now.
Other things, this bitch is exhausted. I wash my hands of this whole situation and anyone who chooses to stay involved. I'm hurt and disappointed with some of the people I looked up to for a while now, but frankly, nothing surprises me anymore. For the record, supporting a potential victim is just as important as taking into consideration that sometimes people do fucking lie about this shit. A lot. Evidence is important because though, yes, abuse is detrimental, false allegations.
You know what, though? He has a history. He has a documented history of abusing women. So what the fuck are you talking about her making it up?
Can actually destroy people's lives as well. The only ones who should operate on believe all people, no evidence needed, no, not just women, are DV shelters because the reality is sometimes there is no evidence and safe places are needed. The court of public opinion can ruin someone's life and the court of law can take away someone's freedom.
Yes, there are safe places needed and we're trying to cultivate that, Jade. I'm trying to cultivate her world 100% is trying to cultivate a safe space so people can keep coming forward. And this video has diluted that. Literally, this video has diluted the work that Hurl has been trying to do for a long period of time. Because there's so much more to this entire situation. And for you to come on and make this 8-minute and 20-second video saying that all of this is just merely speculation except for the arrest that Hannibal has gotten is actually completely disgusting to me. And I really don't like it. This is leaving a bad taste in my mouth, to be honest. And I really, really don't like this take because there is evidence out there. And there you go. If she had just said, hey, come into my chat, hey, Monty, do you have evidence that Rachel is a real person? I would have just showed you. Rachel is a real person. Rachel is a real person that's been into a lot of shit and will continue to be in a lot of shit. And a lot of things have been matching up, such as ranches. If you look at her previous places she's been to, lived at, etc., etc., etc. A lot of this story is being corroborated with facts. But yeah, that's just me. People, if you have any questions or anything, maybe I can give an invite. If somebody wants to come up, then please tell me. If not, I might just end it here. This is a short one, but to wrap this up, bad take from Jade. Hannibal got arrested again. I will go on the, I guess the sheriffs. I think I'll go on the sheriffs and see if the mugshot's still there. All right, what's your question, Eggy Toast? Please tell me while we wrap this up.
Okay, so thank you so much, Stories from the Internet, which is done by Monty, for capturing this footage, providing your commentary. Obviously, this affects a lot of us. And, Jade, do better. You look like an ignorant bitch right now. God damn, girl. Whew. Anyway, I will provide the link to this original content. So please go like and subscribe to his channel. And if you liked my commentary, please like and subscribe to my channel. And give me some comments. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Take care, you guys.